Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother, Kiran Roy. Today, I'm bringing a very important topic for you: why masculine talent often comes from the small towns. You will often see that, one thing is common. You guys are very well aware that masculinity is completely dwindling in the main cities, in the big time cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore, Hyderabad. You will see a huge dearth of masculinity. It is on a big time downward spiral. Masculinity is like vanishing, it is completely getting off the radar. But you will still see a little bit of masculinity emerging from the tier 2, tier 3 cities. So in today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to address, that why it's the small cities which is still breeding that elusive masculinity which is otherwise dwindling at a very fast tempo. So by the end of this video, you'll get a clear picture about why this is happening. So be there right till the end. Do comment, do interact with me. I'll be personally replying you to your comments. So if you gain anything, definitely leave a super thanks, which will go for charity. To book a 1:1 with me, you can just DM me on Instagram. My manager will do the rest. You can definitely take my Be Millionaire course in this very channel and my Be Charismatic course in my Hindi channel. And you can drop a 5-star rating. If you gain anything from me, if you wish to give something back to me, you can drop a 5-star rating for my Google pages, which is Guitar Hall Chambur and Kiran Roy's Guitar Studio. So let's dive right into our topic for today. My first point is hardship builds grit. Masculinity is built in adversity, not in easy luxury. You will always see one thing, that whoever, like whatever masculinity you see, if you see, even if you manage to see some sort of masculinity in a person, that will come from a guy who has come up the hard way, not somebody who has been brought up in a lap of luxury. This thing is for sure, because the biggest example which I have seen in my own life, the most masculine person that I have ever seen in my life, whom I've been fortunate or unfortunate, unfortunate because I share a toxic relationship with that person, but fortunate because I got whatever little masculinity I have, I got it directly from him. He's none other than my father. As you guys must be aware of, share a very, he's very much toxic for me. Throughout my life, I could never gel with him. Even today, I stay with him. But till this date, we are at loggerheads with each other, because two alphas can never live peacefully under the same roof. But now he's 8 years old and he has nobody to look after him. My brother works in USA, my sister is married, my mom expired last year, so he has nobody apart from me. So during his twilight years, I cannot leave him alone. That's not my style. I call myself a rock star not because I play rock guitars. I call myself a rock star because I am firm on my faith, my belief, not the blind belief, blind faith, the real belief that I have to look after my father who brought me up, who made me Kiran Roy. It is my duty to look after him. So that's the reason why I'm with him. But as I told you, we could never gel till this date. But that man is the most masculine man I have ever seen in my life. And even the same thing is common with him. He was not born and brought up in a big city. He was born and brought up in the insides, in the interiors of West Bengal. But he was born and brought up in the lap of luxury. No two ways about it. He was definitely born and brought up in the lap of luxury. But he was not at all happy, because my father's family comprised of rich zamindars, as in they came from a lineage of kings, and once that kings and everything was taken over by the government, they still were left with lots of land. So they made a living just by lending money. They were basically money lenders and landowners, basically. So then they had a gold business, basically. So that's exactly what people used to do who had like vast acres of land. So my father was not happy with that life which he saw his family leading, that easy money. He wanted to grind, he wanted to slog, he wanted to do something of his own. He was not happy with just sitting at home and getting the money getting delivered to him free of cost without any effort. So that's why at a tender age of 17 years old, he left his family. he only took blessings from his mother. He was only close to his mother. Apart from that, he was not close to anybody else. He directly came to Mumbai city. In Mumbai city, he slogged. He knew nobody. He had nothing. He just had a few very less money he had got, because he was adamant that I whatever I do, I want to do it of my own. I don't want a single penny from my father. So he just came just like that, with whatever clothes he was wearing. So here he used to stay in a dilapidated hut, basically jhopadpatti, what we call in Bikroli. He used to stay there. When it used to rain, he used to get up. Very lots of hardships he faced. Then he passed his electrician exam. Then he started working as an electrician. He did his electrical engineering. He worked as an electrical engineer, and then he became the owner of the biggest electrical engineering firms of Mumbai. Till this date, he is among the topmost electrical contractors. He is a top industrialist, basically, of Maharashtra. So that is his story. And what masculinity I could see from him, whatever I imbibed from him, was only possible because he hustled in his life. He did not take that easy route. He came from a small town and he hustled for whatever he wanted. So by this, and this is the clear indication of what I mean to say, that masculinity is not achieved by default. You have to grind, you have to hustle for it. And a person who hustles will have a high chance of getting masculine, which I've seen in my father and my uncles who chose to lead that easy rich life. My father's brothers, they are not at all masculine. They are absolutely not masculine. They are effeminate, because since childhood they were conditioned to live that easy life. Freely money is coming, interest money is coming, rent money is coming. They could make a very good living just by sitting at home without doing anything. So you get the clear connection what I am trying to arrive at. My next point, why such guys are masculine, is because they have no backup plan, only sheer dominance. They either have to slog, build something, and survive, or get wiped out. They have no daddy's money, they have no safe landings. All that they have is their own hustle. Either they make, either they build, or they perish. And this desperation creates sheer brilliance. This desperation creates dominance. And I have seen that in the first point amongst gave you the analogy of my father. I had seen that same desperation which led to subsequent dominance. So they are desperate for success. They have that fire in that belly. They had fire in that belly to prove something, and more than proving something, in my case it was I needed to prove something. That was my fire. But even more than that was what my father had to go through, because he just did not have to prove himself. He had to survive. He had no safe landing. I had to just prove myself. So I am nowhere from that bracket. I wouldn't call myself from that bracket. Whatever masculinity I got, I did get it from my father. But he is the quintessential masculine person, because he had no safe landing. He had no, even if I had to prove myself, but even if I could not prove myself, I still had that safe landing. I still had my father. But he had left his father's money for good. Even once when his father had died, and when he offered, I mean, naturally, he being the eldest son, he had his share of money directly. It was like he was entitled to it, but he refused every single penny of that money. He did not take a single money from his father, even though it was willed to him. He did not take it. He distributed it amongst his brothers and sisters. He did not take. Such was his conviction, such was his courage, that when he left home, he was sure, I won't take a single rupee from you. I will either survive or I will perish, but I will never ever ask for, or I will never beg for alms from you people. I'm never going to come back to you people. That was his words, and he kept his word. So that attitude comes from desperation, not desperation to survive, but not desperation to basically prove a point, but that desperation comes to survive, because they very well know that if I don't do it, I will perish, I will die. I only have two ways: either I go ahead or I die. I don't have a safe landing. So, this analogy I have seen from lots of people, whoever comes from these small towns, whoever carries this, they become I mean, that's why you see a high incidence of people who are still masculine, because they hold these same attributes which I'm talking about. Now you're getting that connection, what I'm trying to say. Next point is, when distractions are low, drive becomes high. These people from the small town, they don't have fancy malls, they don't have nightclubs, they don't have discotheques, they don't have bars, pubs, whatever pieces of shit basically which you guys call as entertainment. They don't have those. So they basically don't have distractions. There are many people who do nothing. I'm not saying all of them will become masculine, I'm not at all saying, but I'm saying why whatever masculinity you see, they are coming from these tier 2 tier 3 cities only, not from the main metro cities. That is what I am hinting, that is what my topic is about. So what you will see, the whatever masculinity that you are able to see, why they are coming from those towns, because they don't, firstly they don't have the avenue for distraction. What will they do? They don't have discotheque, they don't have nightclubs in Mumbai. Just like within a radius of bloody 5 kilometers, we have around like 50 to 60 different bars, nightclubs and everything, from where I'm staying at right now. But in their villages, in their small towns, they don't have anything of that such. So people who are sorted, I'm only talking about the people who are sorted, like my father was. They were sorted. He had a dream, he had a vision, he needed to slay it under any circumstances. So he left home at a tender age, or even when he had not even turned an adult. He had left his home. He came to Mumbai city, tried his luck, slogged day and night. He released his dream. He was successful in his dream. So likewise, there are a few people from the small towns who are not happy with with the mediocrity, looking at the mediocrity which they see other people. They're not doing anything. They're just lazing away their time. They're just sleeping. They're just gossiping. They are the ones, since they don't have any other distraction, they now start their grind to such an extent that they are bound to have that masculinity which I'm talking about. My next point is deep rooted values and discipline. What I have seen personally, that these guys from, I mean, firstly, these city guys whom I see every day. I live in a city. I'm born and brought up, born and bred in a city myself. Discipline does not figure out anywhere in their scheme of things. They are absolutely not disciplined. People are like, you guys also are. You guys are also aware that discipline figures out last in their list. But one thing which even you guys would be agreeing with me, guys coming from these small places, they have this discipline largely due to their less incidences of having distractions, which I told you. So by default, they are slightly more disciplined as compared to their city counterparts. But since they have that discipline, and when they inculcate that, when they add that along with hard work, with a sense of drive, with a sense of purpose, they become a lethal combo. Because as it is, by default they have that discipline within them, because they go to bed early. They don't have nightclubs, as I told you. They go to bed early. Suns, they wake up at the first light of the sun. They start their work. They start their work very early. They start studying early. I'm teaching guitar since the past 26 years, and I have students who lives in other states. They they work throughout the week, and on Sundays they catch an early morning train or a bus. They reach my academy by afternoon. They attend my class for 1 hour. Then they go back. They reach home late night so that they can join duty the next day. I have seen such people. I'm training such guys. So you can see that determination, that dedication. So if they don't become masculine, who else will? This is my question to you. My next point is smaller ego, bigger hunger. You will see the city guys, they think that they have arrived too early. How? They will just get some marks. They will think, I have nailed it. I am successful. They will just get a job on the basis of that marks which he got. On the basis of those degrees, they will get one normal job. They will think, I have arrived. So they have the ego the size of a football stadium. They have a huge ego, these jobs. That's why you guys must be aware. I'm very much against these educated morons, these corporate guys, especially. They are a bunch of, you guys know what. Because just look at them, just look at their behavior. Just look at the way these corporate people behave with the watchman, with the cleaners, with the waiters. They think I am somebody huge. Why? They have tons of ego. They think I have arrived, I have landed this job, that means I have reached the moon. They don't know that they are just dignified slaves, they are just educated slaves. They are nothing else but a slave. They are working day and night to make somebody else's dream come true. They can't even afford a Maruti car, whereas they are working hard so that their bosses can buy a Mercedes. They don't understand this much. They are a pathetic lot. I just have absolute hatred for the corporate people. You guys are aware of that. But this thing does not figure out in the scheme of things of these small town guys, because they don't have the ego the size of a football field. They don't think that I have arrived. They have a higher incidence of hunger. They have a bigger hunger. They are not just happy. They are hungry for more. They are hungry for more success. They are hungry to be somebody. They are hungry for more, which I have seen. Or else you only tell me the city people, they stay just, I mean, when people call me for guitar lessons, people who stay just hardly 10 minutes from my place, they say that your place is far. Whereas these guys, they are traveling for 6, 6, 7, 7, 8 hours one way, learning from me and again going back. How come they are able to do that? That's only because these city people have lots of ego. They want everything spoon fed to them. They want everything delivered to them at their house. They want to become top guitarists just by sleeping at home. Pathetic lot. No two ways why these small town guys are completely going to kick out these city people in the coming future. My next point is rejection is fuel, not trauma. For city people, you will see rejection is like a cause of trauma for them. Once they are rejected, they will sulk for days, for months. They will give it up altogether. They just can't handle rejection. Whereas these village people, small town people, they are brought up in rejection. Be it their looks, be it their dialect, be it their language, be it their education, be it their caste, because caste system is very much rampant in the small towns. They are born and brought up in rejection. So they have a higher threshold limit of handling rejection, of handling pain, whatever is thrown their way. Whereas city people are brittle people. You guys are very well aware of what the state of these city people. So any day, these small town people are more masculine as compared to their city counterparts. No two ways about it. My next point is they are not gym built, they are life built. Rural strength. All of these village people whom I know who are coming all the way to learn guitars from me, one thing they have in common. All of them have awesome physique. When I asked them about their background, I came to know they belong to a family of farmers. They grew up helping their fathers in the field. Now they are doing jobs somewhere else. Now they are learning guitars, everything they are doing. But they grew up in the field, assisting their fathers in hard, intensive labor in the fields. So all of them are like having such physique which will put even a big bodybuilder of this city in shame. So they have natural testosterone, which can only be attained by a hard labor. They worked tirelessly in the fields to assist their fathers, and they have built their body the natural way. They eat the natural food. They eat jawar, bajri, they eat natural food, they do natural labor, they breathe in fresh air. And what difference I have seen in my students about whom I was talking about, who comes, they learn from me, they go back, they all have natural physiques, like which is nature made, no gym, nothing. So who else will have masculinity? Now you only tell me. The city folks who build their body by injections, or these village guys who have made it the natural way with natural food and by natural hard work. My next important point is because their role models are warriors, not influencers. In city, you will see who's the role model. Some shitty influencer who are always showing them the wrong way. That's the common problem amongst all city folks. Whereas these village folks or these small town folks with whom I have interacted with whom I have even lived with, I have lots of students who are learning from me who are from the small town. So I make it a point. Many people say that I can't afford your fees. I tell them it's fine if you can't pay me, but you have to take me to your village. I want to live in your house for 2, 3 days. And many of them have happily given me that opportunity. So I've personally seen that all of them, they have big role models as their, as in big warriors. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, they have these role models. Whereas the city people, they don't even, they like consider these stupid influencers as their role model. Rebel kid and whatnot, they are the role models. You can imagine the difference. Just imagine, where is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? Where are the other influencers? Nowhere. But these guys, whom I have personally seen, they idolize Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Naturally, who is going to have more masculinity? You only tell me. My final point is because they know how to lead, not please. One thing common with the city people, especially the job people, you will see they're always eager to please. Just 2 3 days before I put that reel in which you have seen the Indian corporate people are dancing for some foreign client. Indian stupid, educated morons who are from the city, they are always eager to please. They are not eager to lead. Whereas these people who comes from these small towns, I have seen, they are eager to lead. They are eager to make their own path, to make their way. They don't give a damn about pleasing because they know that they have to survive, and survival can only be done by leading, by slaying, by dominating, not by pleasing others. So these are the attributes which I have studied, which I have seen. That's the reason why I have even predicted in my video, in my Hindi video. For those who have not seen, you can just check out my video, my predictions. Like just 3 4 days before only I had released that video. You can just check it out in my Hindi channel. I've made predictions for the next like 5 10 years. In that, one prediction is very prominent, that I see the masculine, like all the top, I mean, I have made that prediction that in the next 10 years, the big industrialists, influencers, people of influence, they're all going to come from the tier 2 tier 3 cities and the villages. The city people are going to completely lose their strength. They're going to lose everything. So this is what it is, and I've tried to explain you everything to the best of my ability. You guys can comment for anything. I'll be interacting with you myself. Jai Hind.